You go no contact, not because you're over them, but because nothing else is working. But when you go silent, the questions grow louder. You begin to wonder if they're hurting like you are, or have they already moved on and forgotten you? Now, in the next few minutes, we'll unpack exactly what anxious and avoidant attachment styles feel when you go no contact. And at the end, I'll give you 5 clear signs that prove your silence is working. This isn't guesswork, it's a window into how their mind works so you can hold no contact with confidence. Now, no contact doesn't shut off your feelings. You keep your distance, you stay silent, but every day you're searching for signs, clues, for anything that might explain what your ex is feeling right now. I know what no contact does to both sides, avoidant and anxious. It moves something in them, even when they don't show it. Because no contact, when done right, is powerful. And when you understand this, it gets easier to hold the line instead of breaking it. So let's dive deep into what anxious and avoidance feel when you're in no contact. For anxious attachment styles, silence screams abandonment. So they begin to check your stories, read old text, they imagine the worst case scenario and stay stuck in these loops of worry. They feel your silence fast, regret builds and panic follows, which means they reach out late at night, a text or a reaction to an old story, a missed call. For anxious attachment, the regret, the sense of loss, the feelings of abandonment all start to overpower their defenses. Even if they act cold, the panic is building underneath. They feel this rising urgency to reconnect. But for avoidant attachment styles, in the beginning, they feel relieved because distance gives them a sense of control. But that relief fades faster than they expect if you're doing no contact the right way, because they're used to being pursued when they pull away. And when you don't chase, when you stay in no contact, it disrupts their pattern and behavior. Now, at first, they try to distract themselves, but eventually they start to feel your absence and that sense of loss, not all at once, but slowly over time. Now, often that takes weeks, maybe even months, or even longer, but they will feel it. No contact affects both types deeply, just in different ways. And the reason I say that is because attachment styles are shaped in childhood through the way we learn to seek closeness, manage disappointment, or survive emotional inconsistency. And the general rule we need to understand here about attachment styles and no contact is this: anxious styles expect pursuit. Avoidance rely on distance. But when no contact is done right, it breaks those patterns. It interrupts all of their subconscious wiring and it flips the dynamic. So they're no longer running things the way they usually do, which means they're left feeling the loss, the weight of the breakup, and considering the choices they've made. And sometimes this is the only way things change. Now, before we keep going, let me say this. If you're stuck wondering what your ex is thinking during no contact, that silence can mess with your head. And it's the #1 reason most people break no contact too soon. But this is the moment where doing it right matters. And that's exactly why I put together the free No Contact Quick Start Guide. It's designed to keep you grounded, focused, and emotionally strong when your mind wants to spiral. Grab it now from the link below. And if you're tired of trying to piece it all together alone, join this channel's private membership, because your questions get first priority for being answered, and I go far beyond what I can share here. So join us inside if you're serious about getting some help and clarity. Now, let's get back to it and the signs no contact is working. When no contact starts affecting them, the signs aren't always direct, but they're there. And what you'll often see are small shifts in behavior that show the silence is starting to register. Your ex starts coming up in conversations, mutual friends mention they asked about you, or they say your name came up in the conversation. Their social media activity changes. You see a sudden burst of posts meant to be noticed by you, songs about regret, lost love, or missing someone, or quotes about regret, second chances, or emotional clarity. You might notice indirect reach outs like reacting to an old story or liking a post that they ignored before. They quietly remove or archive old posts that include you, not to move on, but because they're reminded of what they lost. And because seeing those reinforces the pain. They might send vague messages or mixed signals to you, things like, hope you're good, or just checking in. Those sound neutral, but carry a real emotional hook. These are just bids for connection without taking too much risk. The critical thing to understand here is this. These moments don't always mean they're ready to reconnect, but they do tell you how no contact is creating a change under the surface. Now, you don't need those signals to justify your silence, because no contact isn't really about making your ex feel or act a certain way. No contact isn't a tactic, it's a boundary that helps you stop chasing someone who can't give you what you need and start finding love that feels right for you. So if you're still haunted by your ex and struggling with your breakup, then it's time to do no contact the right way. Download the No Contact Survival Kit now, because it's packed with the tools to help you through the pain and keep you centered when it all feels overwhelming. Now, share in the comments whether your ex leans anxious or avoidant. Let me know. I'll drop a tailored insight just for you. And if you want more insights, watch this next video, because it breaks down just how long it usually takes for no contact to work.